Please, I'm David Amoy Champon. What's your name?
Nancy Owusu.
Okay, so Nancy, please, I want to ask you a question on the leadership crisis in Ghana.
Okay.
Leadership crisis. No, I want to ask you about the corruption. What do you think is the major? Do you think corruption is the major contributor to leadership crisis in Ghana?
Okay, so I think corruption is the major contributor to leadership crisis
Please, why?
because it disintegrates the rule of law
Right.
and also the democratic institutions, hindering economic development by distorting markets and in the private sectors.
Thank you for that. And please, one more question. I want to ask you that how do you think Ghana can overcome the leadership crisis in Ghana?
Okay, so I think digital transformation can help because it plays a significant role in the marketing sectors.
Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Evening. I want to interview you on the leadership crisis in Ghana. I wanted to know if the media is playing a positive or a negative role.
In my opinion, I would say the media is not really helping though. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, please. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a person of David Amoy Chambo. Please, what's your name?
Yeah, I'm Kelvin Percy.
Okay, Kelvin, I want to ask you a simple question. So the question is about the leadership crisis in Ghana. Okay, so I want to ask you, what what are the roots that you think are causing the leadership crisis in Ghana?
We can talk about the poor communication in the government, yeah, and lack of accountability. And we can talk about poor directory skills by those in power.
Okay, so you tell me this now. What do you think leadership crisis is?
It talks about the people in power who are unable to make decisions, which causes challenges in organization. That's what I can talk about.
Thank you for your time. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm the person of David Amoy Champo. Please, what's your name?
Please, my name is Mahama.
Okay, Mama, I want to ask a question about the leadership crisis in Ghana. Are you okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I want to ask you that what are the roots do you think causes the leadership crisis in Ghana?
Well, first and foremost, the leaders in Ghana do not take account or they are not accountable. People don't hold them accountable for the harm or the things they cause the country after they've left power. Yeah, so they mostly have, most of the times, whatever they do after they leave, that's all. They are not questioned or sent to prison or other things. They are not held accountable for their actions when they were in power.
Thank you very much for that. And your second question is, I want to ask you that how do you rate the current performance of the government in Ghana?
So the current government have really tried for the country and they implemented free SHS for more junior high students to go to the second cycle education, and secondly too, they've constructed roads and other infrastructure work for the country. Yeah. So I think they are doing well.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Of Nancy, and you are.
Kelvin.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question on leadership crisis. I want to know how Ghana can overcome their leadership crisis.
Okay, so Ghana can overcome the leadership crisis by promoting private sector development.
Okay, so can you elaborate more?
Okay, sure. And it's done by actually creating environments which can actually make businesses thrive.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm the person of David Amoy Champo. Please, what's your name?
Eric Yeboah.
Okay, Eric, I want to ask a question about the leadership crisis in Ghana here. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the media is playing a positive or a negative role in the leadership crisis in Ghana? Do you think the media is playing a positive role or a negative role?
I think so far it has been a positive role
Okay, please, why do you think?
because so far, from what I've seen in the news, and the media just narrows it shows us the things our politicians and our leaders do behind the scenes and this thing. Yeah.
So, with what you said and how Ghana's leadership crisis is, how do you describe Ghana's future?
And Ghana's future, I think for our future leaders, they have to identify the problems with our current leaders and try to be better than them. Otherwise, there's no point in coming to
effect change if you don't know what the change is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. So, what specific action do you think that it can be taken to correct the leadership crisis in Ghana here? What action do you think that you expect to see people to do to correct the leadership crisis in Ghana here? Because you can't sit there and expect that, like, expect outside countries to come to Ghana here and come and, go to the government. And we are Ghanaians. We should do something for our own self, for our own well-being. So, what do you think?
Yeah, you can talk about effective communication among the leaders. Yeah. So if matters are being communicated, it will help minimize the crisis.
As in the leadership become one.
Yeah, they should become one and talk about the pressing needs of the country. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I think our leaders should be transparent with their conversations and dealings.
So, what do you mean when you're transparent? What do you expect them to do?
Shouldn't like they should tell the Ghanaian people how they conduct national business and stuff instead of hiding behind the shadows, because we don't know if